For the first time in 3 years, America's schools opened without widespread delay. Yes, millions of students showed up for class in person rather than on screen.
Students could experience again the excitements of rekindling friendships, meeting teachers, orienting themselves to the new school schedule.
But while the start of this school year signals a new beginning and the end of our COVID era, the effects of the pandemic's disruptions and challenges persist.
The learning loss is deep across our country. Results from the National Assessment of Education Progress, or NAEP, are out for the very first time since the onset of the pandemic. The data is striking, with America's students experiencing the largest decline in English language arts scores in a generation, and the first decline in mathematics progress since the assessment was first given in 1969.
These numbers are particularly tough in light of claims some have made about student achievement bouncing back to or close to pre-pandemic levels. We absolutely respect and encourage the reporting of progress on education recovery, but we also believe parents and families deserve the truth about how their children are faring.
It's a stark reminder that we should exercise caution when claiming students are on the rebound, when we know the road to recovery is long and just getting started.
Unfortunately, the students who were already underserved and struggling were the ones hit the hardest. In recent months, researchers and nonprofit test maker NWEA have been assessing the progress of over 2.1 million students in 49 states and DC.
The results are concerning. Students in schools relying heavily on remote and hybrid instruction experience significantly more learning loss, up to 22 weeks of instructional time, than those who remained in person.
This deceleration of academic progress must be addressed. Right now, the onus is on districts and states to invest larger shares of their recovery funds to give our students the education they have always deserved.
The infusion of billions of dollars into schools and the responsibility that comes with it to innovate and change is driving real progress across America.
This momentum, if nurtured, supported, and sustained, could translate to potentially transformational outcomes for kids long after the effects of closures.
A $200 million investment in statewide high-dosage tutoring in Tennessee is already paying dividends, with 87 districts in the state participating in school community partnerships bracing to serve over 150,000 students over the next 3 years.
Another Tennessee investment gives nearly a quarter of the state's elementary students access to comprehensive summer school programming and over 10,000 educators high-quality training on the science of literacy.
And in New York City, federal funds are driving massive expansions of transformational programs for students, like the city's Computer Science for All initiative, which is providing 177,000 students with computer science programming.
In Atlanta, officials are focusing on supporting new teachers and rewarding new recruits to fill hard-to-staff positions. They're also helping teachers tackle challenges like childcare to make sure they can access professional learning or staff summer school. And the list doesn't stop there.
Thousands of students are accessing new community-based internship and career programs in New Mexico. States like Colorado and New Jersey have virtually eliminated persistent gaps in technology access. And thanks to statewide investments in math platforms, millions of students in Michigan have daily access to supplemental math content and instruction.
Over the last school year, 25,000 students were able to log in every week to complete math lessons across the state of Nebraska, thanks to recovery investments. What do all these programs have in common? They are all using the federal recovery funding to increase instructional time for students and to support educators.
While the reach of these funds is impressive, whether or not they will sustain until we have truly overcome the impact of the pandemic remains unclear.
Perhaps more than at any other point in memory, America's schools stand on the precipice between a staggering step backwards and a monumental leap forward. But they should not stand alone.
With bold leadership, clear-eyed reflection, and an unceasing belief that America's students deserve the best chance for success, we can all help students double down on practices like those highlighted on the Edu Recovery Hub, making the biggest difference for kids.